Men are good, as are you. And today we're going to talk about the year 2007. Yeah, we're going to go back in time from men's advocates. We're going to go back to the year 2007. Why in the heck would we go back to the year 2007? Well, let me tell you why. You know, this 2007 was the third and last conference that I did on men's issues in Washington, D.C. in 2007. Man, it was a doozy. We had Warren Farrell, we had Christina Hoff Sommers, we had Matt O'Connor from Fathers for Justice, we had Glenn Sachs, Paul Nathanson, Catherine Young, Stephen Baskerville, Golden, and more people than that. It was an incredible conference, just an incredible conference. We had a great time, and by the way, all of those talks are in my Patreon site if you want to have a look at those. You can see that last picture there is of a panel discussion that was had. And let's get a better picture. There it is. That's the panel. And what a panel it was. You can see Stephen and Paul and Catherine and Glenn and Warren and Christina. And last but not least, good old Matt O'Connor with his pink shirt. And Matt had come over from England for the conference and had brought a couple of people with him when they came over. By the way, this panel the topic is, where do we go from here? So really, it's fascinating to listen to this, to listen to these people talk about, in 2007, where do we go from here? And now, 14 years later, let's see what they got right and what they may have missed. Anyway, yeah, that's Matt O'Connor there on the left with the pink shirt. And Matt Matt is the creator of Fathers for Justice, which is just a fantastic group in Great Britain. And they've done some wonderful stunts. You know, stunts is not a very good word for it. You know, let's see, like they took over Stonehenge. They took over Stonehenge and dressed up like Fred Flintstone. And look at that. It says, "Bring the family courts out of the Stone Age." Yeah, man, you gotta love these guys. Of course, they got lots of press. Everyone in Great Britain knew who they were. They knew about the family court mess. They knew about Fathers for Justice, etc., etc. Here's another one. You know, the family courts do evil. Yes, they frickin' do. Family courts do evil. And there's Batman and somebody, and I forget who. And I think Batman there's Jolly Stansby. We'll be talking a little bit about Jolly in just a minute. But they're pulling things like this, getting lots of publicity, and the press is all over it. And just a wonderful thing they did. My hat is off to Matt and to all of those guys for all the work they did. But they came to D.C. And by George, they pulled something in D.C. that you probably don't know about. And I'll tell you why you don't know about it in a minute. But basically, they took over the Lincoln Memorial. They took over the Lincoln Memorial. Oh, yeah, but you didn't hear a thing about it. I wonder why. This was in the summer of 2007, just after the conference. They went over and basically took over the statue of Abraham Lincoln in the Lincoln Memorial, and I've got pictures to prove it. Now, I went there, and by George, I just happened to be at the Lincoln Memorial when this thing was going on, and I tried to do some video at first, but it didn't work because the police were pushing things around. They were, trying to get, and I had to concentrate on the video. I couldn't do that, so I basically left the video on to catch some audio and took still pictures of things as we were going along. So we'll look at some of those stills right now. Let's see if we push this little guy right here. I think that'll take us there. Here's the Lincoln Memorial. It's a beautiful place at the end of the Capitol Mall. At the other end, of course, is the Capitol and the Washington Monument. And there's Lincoln, 175 tons of Georgia white marble. It was brought to D.C. in, I think, 28 pieces and then put together on spot. Anyway, it's a beautiful place. People go and visit there all the time. Lots of tourists. And that particular day, there were plenty of people there for a while. You can see the people sitting there taking pictures of each other in front of the statue. And by the way, let's pause this just 1 second, because, by the way, there are rumors, and I've never... come on now, you're supposed to stop that. I've never been able to verify it, but apparently when the thing was first put out, which was 1920, there are stories told that ex-slaves would come up to the Lincoln Memorial and climb up into Lincoln's lap and have their picture taken in Lincoln's lap. Wow. Interesting. Now, I can't verify those, but that's just what I've heard. Anyway, there's old Abe sitting there in his 175 tons, and people are taking their pictures, and it's just kind of a regular thing. But, uh-oh, what's that? Someone's climbing up the, he's getting a boost. He's getting up there, and here he gets up to the first level, and you can just watch as things go along. Now, the whole time this is happening, the police at first were stunned. They didn't know what was going on. They had no idea what was going on. But after a while, and most of the guys were just fascinated and laughing about it. Most of the women kind of cleared out. But the police, after a while, got wind of things, and they started trying to push people out of the Lincoln Memorial as this is going on. So he's dressing up as Captain America there, and the guy in the Batman suit is Jolly Stansby. God bless his heart. So then old Jolly's going to give the other fellow a boost, and up he goes. The first guy goes up, and they get up onto Lincoln's lap, just like the stories go. So anyway, the police were trying to move people around, and I'm trying to take pictures and be as invisible as I possibly can. And but after a while, they got me out of there. But what's really interesting is as this is going along, the police started yelling, get out, leave this, leave that, la, 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 la. But then the police kind of quieted down, and guess who took over? The White Knights took over. Oh, God, the White Knights, and then the children would follow up with whatever the White Knights yelled. The children would follow up. So listen to this. This was on the spot. Put your cameras down. Put your cameras down. Don't encourage these guys. So you can tell it was kind of a chaotic mess there. Put your cameras down. Don't encourage these guys. Oh. Well, some people were screaming to put the cameras down, but most of us were kind of just watching, and the police would push us farther and farther back, and I'd zoom closer in as that was going on. And here and the cops come up to him, right? So Jolly's talking to the guy, but look, the cop's kind of got his hands in his pockets. He doesn't know what to do. So he walks away, and then somebody else comes up, and they're talking to him. They're really nice. These F4J guys were just nice as can be. And there they finally got me outside. You can see back behind there that they're putting up. There's another cop after they push me out. You can see the quality's gone down a little bit. But there's the banner right there. Let's stop that just a second so you can see it. For the fathers of the nation, Fathers for Justice has landed. In other words, they're coming in to start the USA. And the USA, Fathers for Justice was going to take over, but something happened and things didn't evolve after that point. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But there they are, for the fathers of the nation. And Jolly's kind of tying it down and getting things set and moving right along. That was before they kicked me out, before they had me down the steps. You can still see pretty well what's happening there. And there they are. And so there was supposed to be a last shot. And unfortunately, I didn't get the shot until I was out of the building. And the shot was supposed to be there. Them not quite yet. Them touching each other's hands with the banner behind them on top of Lincoln like that. So there they are trying to finish up. And I'm thinking, come on, guys, hurry up. They're almost got me out. So there's one of the cops, push back farther. There's the shot right there. Let's pause that. There. One's got the British flag, one's got the American flag, and they're kind of saying for the fathers of the nation. In other words, this is a thing for all the guys and all the nation. Just a beautiful, beautiful experience for me just to watch them do this. And it's just my hat's off to these guys, for the fathers of the nation. There they are again. Now, the thing is, I don't think you've ever heard of that before. I don't think you've ever heard of that. Let's do one more thing here. Let's go here. Why didn't you hear of that? So things closed down, and they called a SWAT team in, which we never got to see, but the SWAT team pulls them off, and they put him in jail for a while, and I think they let him out a day later or something like that. So this is a big deal. They closed down all the monuments in D.C. because of this. Every monument in D.C. was shut down. They call a SWAT team in. Guess what? There wasn't one radio or television station that covered this, even a little bit. And that really shocked me. I thought, what the hell? What's going on here? And what was going on, I'm sure now, looking back, was the media had been told, nope, you're not gonna look at this kind of stuff. And they're just lock, stock, sheep. They do whatever they're told. Someone told them, we're not going to cover this. And there were no renegade media people out there at the time. No OAN, no Bannon's War Room, bless his heart. I mean, nothing, And so you didn't hear about it. Nobody heard about it. It was like, a tree falling in the forest thousands of miles away. Do you hear anything? No, we didn't hear a damn thing. So that tells us something. It tells us that we're up against a very strong force. Both the cultural force, the media force, and of course played in with the legislative force. And so, it makes us want to try a little bit harder, eh? Because the message that they got out there was that fathers are essential. And that, of course, men are good, as are you. So come see me on Patreon. You all take good care. We'll see you then.